Hello, today I will show you about my mini project. So we need my ID in decimal number and we change it into binary number, but we need only 7 bit. This is my binary number in 7 bit of my ID in binary number. So I will call it is MOSI or my data. And we need only three data. It is called CS is chip select, SCK is serial clock, and MOSI is master output slave input or call data. So we need only data CS, SCK, and MOSI. So now we start with state 0. State 0. S0 is state and 0 is output. So if my CS is on, it will still in the same state is 188. And if my CS is on, is off, sorry, it is low, is 088. We will go to the next state is state 1 is state 1 and output is 0. So if my CS is 0, it will still in the same state is 088. But my CS is on, it will go to the next state is state 2 is 188. State 2 is 2 and output is 0. But if my CS is low, it will go back into state 1 is 088. But if my if my CS is 1 and SCK is 0, we will go to the next state. But if my CS is 1 and my CS is 1, we will still in the same state. And the next state is state 3. State 3 output is 0. State 3. So if my CS is low, we will go back in the state 1 is 088. And if my CS is 1 but my SCK is 0, we will in the we still in the same state is 108. X is I don't care what we don't care the data is only 0 or 1. So now, if my CS is 1 and my SCK is 1, we will change to the next state. 1, 1. Oh, sorry. If in state 3, we will check the first data because we check the CS and SCK. SCK check check the data. So if my SCK is low, we will check the MOSI. So now in state 3, we will check the first data. So the first data is 0. If my first data is 0, it will go to the next state. But if my first data is 1, is correct. So if it correct, it will go back to the first state. To the first state is state 0. Is state 0. And if my data is correct, it will go to the next state is state 4. State 4 output 0. So this is check first data. And if my CS is low, it will go back to the first state. To the first state. And if my CS is 1 and my SCK is 1, we will still in the same state. Is 118. So if my CS is 1 and my SCK is 0, we will go to the next step. And the next step is step 5. In step 5, output is 0. So if my CS is 0, we will go back into the first step. And if my if my CS is 1 and my SCK is 0, we will stay we still in the same state. But in step 5, we will check the data, the second data. So my second data is 0. 0 is the correct data to go to the next state. But okay, the correct data is correct to go in the next state is CS is 1, SCK is 1, and data is 0. But if data is incorrect, it's be like it's be like CS is 1, SCK is 1, and data is 1. It's not correct. So if it's not correct, we will go back into the first state is state 0. And now we go to the state 6. State 6 output is 0. If CS is 0, we will go to the state 1. 0 XX. And if CS is 1 is on and SCK is 0, we will go to the next state is 108. And if my CS is 1 and SEK is 1, we will be still in the same state. Is 118. Okay. So the next state is state 7. State 7 output is 0. So if if in if your CS is 1 and your SCK is 0, we will go to the same, we still in the same state. And in state 7 we check the third data. So my third data is 1. So if your if your CS is if my CS is 1, my SCK is 1, and my data is 1, is all correct, we will go to the next stage is stage 8, output 0, stage 8 output 0. But if my data is incorrect, we will go back into the first state is state 0 is 110. 0 is incorrect. Oh, sorry. In state 7, if my CS is 0, we will go to the state 1. State 1 is 0, x, x. So, in state 8, if my CS is 0, that will go back into state 1. 0, x, x, 0, x. And if my CS is 1, my SCK is 1, we still in the same state. Like this, 118. Okay. So if my CS is 1, SCK is 0, we will go to the next state. The next state is state 9. State 9 output is 0. So if your CS is 0, you will go back into the state 1. But if my CS is 1, SCK is 0, we're still in the same state. And in this state, we will check the fourth data. So my fourth data is 1, and 1 is the correct data. If 1 is the record, if 1 is my correct data, so how we go to the next state? That's we can go to the next state. If my CS is 1, SCK is 1, and my data is 1, that is all correct. We will go to the next state. And the next state is state 10, output 0. State 10, output 0. But if my data is incorrect, we will go back to the first state is state 0. So it's be like it. Okay, is 110. So now we in we is at in state 10. So if my CS is 0, we will go back into the first state is state 1. But if my CS is 1, SCK is 1, we're still in the same state. Is 118. So now, if my CS is 1 is on and my SCK is 0, we will go to the next state. Is 108. Okay. One zero eight. Yes. But if my CS is on and my SCK is low, it's still in the same state. And if my CS is low, we will go back into the state 1. So now in state 11, we will check the data is the fifth data and my fifth data is 1. Oh, sorry. Yes. My fifth data is 1. So if CS is 1, SCK is 1, and MOSI is 1 is all correct, we will go to the next step. So next step is step 12 and 0 is output. But if my data is incorrect and incorrect is 0, we will go back into the first state is state 0 is 110. So now we stay at stage 12. So if my CS is low, we will go back into the state 1. But if my CS is 1 and SCK is 1, we're still in the same state. It's 118. And now, if my CS is if my CS is 1 and SCK is 0, we go to the next state. So the next state is state 13 and output is 0. So in this state, if my CS is low, we will go back into the state 1. And if my CS is on and my SCK is low, we're still in the same state. And in state 13, we will check the data. So my data my data is 1, so 1 is my correct data. If 1 is correct data, so we will go to the next state is state 1, state 14, and my CS is on, SCK on, and data is 1, is all correct. We will go to the next state is state 14, output is 0. State 14, output is 0. But if my data is incorrect is 0 because my data is 1. So if my data is incorrect, we will go back into the first state is state 0. Is 110. So now we stay at state 14. So if my CS is low, we will go back into the state 1. But if my CS is on, my SCK is on, we're still in the same state. Now, if my CS is 1, my SCK is 1, and my MOSI is 1, we will go to the next state. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. If my CS is 1, my SCK is 0, we will go to the next state. Yes. State 15, output is 0. And now, in state 15, we will check the last data. So, my last data is 1. Now, 1 is my correct data. If my MOSI is 1, it will go into the next state. So, CS is 1, SCK is 1, and MOSI is 1, is will go to the next state. State 16, output is 1. But if my data is incorrect is 0, so we will go back into the first state is state 0, is 110. So if my so in state 15, if my CS is 1, SCK is 0, we still on the same state. And if my CS is low, we will go back into the state 1. Go back into state 1. So now we is at state 16. So in state 16, output is 1. It is output is is output is high. So if my output is high, my LED will blink. And so this state we need to check CS because my data is all correct because we already check that this my data. So now we need to check CS. So start with CS on. If my CS on, we'll go into we'll go to the next state. One X state. The next state is state 17, and output is 0, and output is 0 is off, and if it on, we need to turn off, and if it off, we need to turn on. Thus, it will make the loop. So, if CS is on, it will go back to state 16. So now we have the first loop. The first loop is CS on. So my first loop, my first loop, we check CS on. And if we need to break out this loop, we need to change the CS to off. If we change the CS to off, it will go to the instead 16, we will go across to state 19, and in state 17, we will go to the next state, is state 18. So, this is state 18. Output is 1 is high, and state 19. State 19. State 19 output is 0. So, if my CS is off, and state 16 will go across to state 19 because CS is off, because we need to break out this loop. So state 16 to state 19 is 0xx, and state 17 is go to the next state. Is state 18 is CS is low, so 0xx. And now if and now we stay in state 18. So in state 18, if my CS is low, we'll go to the next state, is state 19 is 0xx. So we say at state 19. So if CS is low, we will go back into state 18, because in this loop we check CS is low. And if you need to break out this loop, we need to change CS to on is 1xx. So instead, I will change the color. Uh, so so now instead 18, if my select is on, and is on is if my select is on, the second. So now we need to break out this loop. And how to break out this loop is we change the CS is on. The CS is on is 1xx, is 1xx, is 1xx, and 1xx. If state 18 and state 19 is all CS on, we will go back into the state 0 in state 2. So now uh, so now we go back into state 0, state 2 is Oh, sorry. So, so if my CS is 1, we will go back into state 2 in state 2 because you see this. My CS is 1 and my CS is 1 and that's why how we go to the stage 2. So now when you finish the state diagram and next I will show you about two tables. So the two tables have the three main point is present state, next state, and output. So the next state we have three data is CS, SCK, and MOXI. So three input in binary number we have 8. Oh, sorry. So three input is 8 output, and then I will write 8 output in binary number. So we start with 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1. So the first we start with state 0. So state 0 we write in binary number is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So now the next state is the case how we go to the next state. So we focus on 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is the case that go to the next state is state 1, and in state 1 I will write in binary number is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. And now we will see in 0, 0, 1 is the case. We'll go to the next state is state 1. 0, 1, 0 is the case. Go to state 1. 0, 1, 1 is the case. Go to state 1. 1, 0, 0 is the case. We still in state 0. And now I will write state 0 in binary number 101 still in the same state. 110 still in the same state. 111 still in the same state. And output of state 0 is 0. So next I will write into state 1. State 1 in binary number is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. In the case of 0, 0, 0, I will go to the next state. Oh, sorry, I will still in the state 1 is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. In case of the same state is CS is 0. So now what? So now if if my CS is 0, so we still in the same state is state 1, and I will write it. And if my CS is on or 1, it will go to the state 2 is 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and output is 0. So next, I will write in state 2 is in binary number is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. In the case of CS is 0, we will go back into state 1 is 0, 0, 0, 1. In the case of CS is 1, we will still in the same state. If state 2 is, oh sorry, we still change the state. And state 3 is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. But if we, but if my CS is 1, my SCK is 1, and my data is 0, we still in the same state. Is state 2, and my output is 0. My state 3 in binary number is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. If my CS is 0, we will go back into state 1. And when my CS is 1, we still in the same state. And when my CS and SCK is 1, we will go to the next state, is state 4. And when my CS SCK data is 1, we will go back into state 0. And my state 4 is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. When my set is 0, we will go back into state 1. And when my set is 1, we will go back. We will go to state 5 is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. And when my set SCK, oh sorry, is state 4, 1, 0, 0. Because we in this case we still in state 4 because my CS and my SCK is 1 but my data is 0. In the case CS SCK data is 1, we will stay we will stay in the same state. So my output is 0. Next, state 5. And we do like this until state 19. So now in the last state is state 19. So we will finish the truth table 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0. So now when I finish my state diagram, and next I will write my truth table. So this is my truth table. My truth table have present state, next state, and output. Present state. In my state diagram, I have state 0 to state 19. So I will write state 0 to my state 19 in binary number. So state 0 is 0 0 0 0 0 0. And look, state 6 is 0 0 1 1 0. And my last state is state 19 is 1 0 1 1. And when I finish to write binary number of my state, so next I will write the next state. The next state we have CS, SCK, MOSI is the input from teacher. So now I will write 3 input in binary number. So 3 input is 8 case. So now we have 8 case, and I will write the each case in binary number is 0 0 0 0 to 1 to 1 1 1 1 is 8. And we have output. So in my state table, my output is stay in state 16. In state 16. And in state 18. Now I will approve my truth table. So when I state is state 0, in the first case 0 0 0, in my state diagram 0 0 0, we go to the next state is state 1. So in the state 1 is 0 0 0 0 0 1 is binary number. We write like this. And in the second case is 0 0 1. We just look in this case 0 0 1. We go to the next state is state 1. And I will do each on to finish my state 0. So I will show you in next state is step 1. When the case is 0 0 0, that 0 0 0 still in the same state is state 1. But if you in case 1 0 0, 1 0 0, you will go to the next state is state 2. So this is my state 2 in binary number. In state 3, if you in the case 0 0 0, in state 3 we look at state diagram 0 0 0 0 0, we will go back into state 1. So now this is my state 1. But if you in the case of 1 0 0, so 1 0 0, oh sorry, 1 0 0. In the case of 1 0 0, we still in the same state is state 3. This is my state 3. And we just look like this until state 19. So now in state 19, if the case of 0 0 0, I will show you just we look in my state diagram. 0, 0, 0. I will go back into state 18. So now, this is my binary number of state 18. And if we look in state 16, in my state diagram, if you in this case of 0, 0, 0, so 0, 0, 0, I will go to state 19. So this is my binary of state 19. But if you in this case of 1, 0, 0, in my state diagram, 1, 0, 0, I will go to the state 17. So this is my state, so this is my state, oh sorry, so this is my state 17. And we do it until we finish the every state. It from state 0 to state 19. So now when you finish your two table and the next you should collapse the equation. So I will show you. We have Q4, Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0. So look, I will start with Q3. So Q3. The first Q3 we have in two table is at stage 7. At stage 7, in the case of CS, SCK, in case of stage 7 and CS and SCK and data. So I will write this SCK and data. And the next Q3 is at state 8 in the case of CS, SCK bar and in state 8 and CS and SCK bar and data bar. SCK bar and data bar. And the next state and the next is at S8 and CS and SCK bar and data, or S8 and CS and SCK and data bar, or S8 and CS and SCK and data. So we need to write this until we finish Q4 to Q0 of my truth table. Alright, so now when you write Q4, Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0 finish, and now you just you use the math to collapse the equation. What the same you can delete the same part you can delete, and you will have this you will have this. So now when you finish, you just slide this data to simulation in Quartus. So now when I finish my equation, and next I will paste it in my Quartus 2 simulation. So my equation is first is CS bar and Q4. And I will link the first leg into my Q into my set bar and Q4. And next I will link it into my Q4. This is my CS bar, SCK bar, data bar, and my Q4, Q3, Q2, Q1, and Q0. So the next step is Q4 and Q1 bar. Alright, I finished my D4 and next is my D3. Alright, so now when I finish my simulation in Quartus, so the next I will show you my waveform. That I choose university program, insert node, and further this script. Okay, and now I will change my D4, D3, D1, D2, and I will choose all the grouping. So I will change the radix and group name is state. Okay. Output. And I will change my clock to C is 10 CS on SCK state 20. And when I finish my waveform, so now I will show my data. My data is 0, and I will put the first data one is 3 zero, zero and one, 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 and my last bit is one. Alright. So now I will run my waveform. And this is my complete waveform. Thank you. So now I will show you the wrong case of my waveform. So the first, I will change my CS equal to 0 and I will change my data. So my data so the last my data is one is correct, but I change it to 0 and I will run my waveform. So now you can see when I change CS equal to 0 and I change my last data equal to 0, so you look my state diagram from state 15 is go back to state 0. That means my data is incorrect and my state diagram is restart again. Thank you.